Hey guys, I'm Greg. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's go see what's in the fridge today, guys. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews. Today we got a beer from Moody Brews, brewing out of Little Rock, Arkansas. This is their 6s and 7s. And from what I'm seeing on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, these guys only do 2 different beers. I find that very hard to believe that they're only doing 2 beers, but it's the only 2 beers they've got listed on their sites. And still, neither one of them have ratings for this one or the other one. Evidently, this is a very small brewery. And it does have some kind of dating code on the side of the bottle, but it is microscopic here. 3034183 on the top line, and then it's got 1600, 16 semicolon 00, and then underneath of it it's got 00515. I have not a clue what that upper number is for. I would say the 1600 is a timestamp, and underneath it it's got 00515. So if I was guessing, I would say this was May of 2015 edition. Just guessing though. I have no idea. I went to my U.S. beer list and this company is not even listed there. So it must be pretty small not to have it listed there or have ratings at either Beer Advocate or Rate Beer. So 6s and 7s, an Imperial Belgian style chocolate porter, 10% alcohol by volume. It does have that written on the label. And it's got some stuff written on the back, but I am not going to read that. And this was sent to me by Shane. Shane, thanks a bunch for sending those beers to me. I do appreciate it, sir. I cannot get these beers here. I would think that these beers are only available in Arkansas. And if we're only doing 2 different beers, that is a really small brewery or a really new brewery. So I'm not really sure. Let me look real quick here. January 11th of 2016 and January 29th of 2015. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different reviews in a year. So not a lot of people, it looks like, getting their hands on this beer. And over here on Beer Advocate, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. The oldest one is March 15th of 2015, and the newest one is January 22nd of 2016. So looks like they've been in business at least a year. So I'm really surprised they've only got 2 beers listed on both sites. And I'll tell you what they are. The 6s and 7s, which I've got here, and it says half C's over Imperial IPA, which is retired. So the 6s and 7s, this one, is the only one they have listed on the sites. So surely they've got more than 1 beer. Very intriguing that it only has 1 beer that's not retired on their sites. Let's see what this one says. Half C's over, yep. Both of them have 2 beers listed, and Beer Advocate says that the first one is retired. So, very unusual for a brewery just to have 1 beer. Maybe this is the only thing they brew. I'm not sure. Shane, you may post comments if you've had anything else from them, or if this is the one and done only flagship beer that they have. but it's a 10%er. So let's see where this goes. And I'll read you. The same thing is written on the back of the bottle. It's written for the commercial description. Chaucer once wrote, "To set the world on 6 and 7. This phrase has come to mean a great calamity or a great risk. With each sip of this big beer, we hope to keep your palate guessing. Traditional British malts of Maris Otter, oats, chocolate, and black malts were fermented with Belgian yeast and then aged on cocoa nibs. Have we gone to 6s and 7s with this brew? Let us know at www.moodybrews.beer. Well, if that's the only beer you got, maybe you want to try something else. So I don't know. Very unusual to me that this would be the only beer that they have listed on either site. So, and this is not. And this says right on the bottle that it is a chocolate porter, but both Beer Advocate and Rate Beer have this beer listed as a Belgian dark ale. So there is quite a difference between a Belgian dark ale and a chocolate porter, in my humble opinion, guys. So, not really sure until I actually pop the cap and pour it in there, whether we're going to have a porter or a dark ale. So, according to what I've got here, the food pairings, the cheese is earthy Canterbury Fontina, and glass bar snifter tulip oversized wine glass. I got my favorite glass. It says here not recommended for salad rings, but it's a 10%. Why not? Don't understand that. Seems like these guys will get some of this stuff in mind and get it right sometimes, and sometimes they're just out in left field. They really are. So, why would you not say a 10% beer could not be selling? Duh! Wow, big hiss. Monster hiss. I thought it was going to come running out of the bottle, and it come up a little bit. But this beer had a monster hiss, so I got a feeling it's pretty carbonated, so I'm going to take it easy on the pour. And you see what I mean. When I get that monster hiss, it tells me right off the bat it's overcarbonated. As you can see what we got 2 fingers of head, and I just barely started pouring it. We're not going to be able to get all this little 12-ounce bottle in this glass. It's just not going to happen, guys. And it's still growing. So we might get lucky and get half of it and have 4 fingers of head. But it's way overcarbonated right off the bat. And going down the side of the glass, you see what's happening here, guys. Well, we didn't quite get half of it in there. 4 fingers of head. Way overcarbonated. Maybe there's a reason why they only have 1 beer. I don't think they know what they're doing. And it's still growing. It's coming over the top of the glass. Way overcarbonated. Reminds me of Evil Twin beer we had recently. What do you think? Let's get a nose on it. Definitely getting the Belgian yeast. I think I better take a sip out of this. This is going to run down the side of the freaking glass. Belgian yeast. There is some chocolate in there. Maybe some hints of some dark fruit. Dark cherries or raisins or something. And it's still growing. It's amusing to me when these breweries do shit like this. I mean, it's amazing. And they stay in business. Or maybe they're not staying in business. I don't know. Definitely got a nice Belgian influence to it. A little bit of chocolate. A little bit of dark fruit. That's all I'm getting on the nose of this 4 fingers of head. So let me see if I can get any of the beer in my mouth. Cheers. Thank you, Shane. I do appreciate it. I know you have no control over this. Slightly metallic. And that will probably dissipate as it warms up. And maybe I ought to reserve any more comments till after I get it all in the glass and let it warm up a little bit to room temperature. Definitely overcarbonated right off the bat. We know that. You can tell by the monster hiss I got, and you can tell by the monster head that I got when I even poured half a bottle in there. So let's do that. Let's let it warm up. Let's see if I can get all this in the glass within the next 30 minutes and let it warm up to room temperature and see where we go with this. But could be a mess. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. To me, it's not quite got the mouthfeel of a porter. To me, it's more like what both of these are saying. It's a Belgian dark ale with a little bit of chocolate added. That's what it tastes like to me. It doesn't have the creaminess or the mouthfeel that a porter generally does. And it has, of course, it has the Belgian thing going on, but it's way overcarbonated. It took like 20 minutes to get all this bottled into the glass. The other half didn't care for it too much. It's definitely different. The metallic taste has gone away. The Belgian yeast is just influencing everything over the top. Belgian yeast is there. It's almost like between a Belgian and a farmhouse saison. It's got a lot of funkiness going on with the beer. It's definitely not overwhelming and not overpowering. It's not blowing my hair back or my socks off, guys. Final joke. After having this one, this would probably not be something that I would pick up for myself. To me, it's just a tangled up mess, to put it bluntly. The Belgian yeast is there. A lot of funky farmhouse things going on in there. It's more of a strong, dark ale than it is a porter, but it does have some chocolate notes in there. So, very thin on the mouthfeel. The alcohol seems to be fairly well hidden for a 10%er. But the flavors just don't come together to me, guys. It's not balanced. They just don't come together very well. So, with that being said, I'm afraid I would probably have to give this probably a 5. And a 5 in my scale is a B minus. It's just not mixing well. It's just, plus being overcarbonated and taking 20 minutes to get that 12-ounce bottle into this glass, into this 20-ounce glass. And I knew that when I popped the cap on it and I got that great big hiss. And it was overcarbonated right off the bat before I even started pouring. And that's why I poured it very slow, and you see what happened. It is, it needs some work. It needs some work, guys. They need to tweak on this one just a little bit. But I'm glad I got to try it. So I just hate it that Shane had to spend his hard-earned money on this and then pay to ship it to me when it's not that overly impressive. So, but I'm glad I got to try it, like I said. And like I said earlier, they only had 2 beers left and one of them was retired. So is this the only beer these guys make? I'm not sure. Shane, you might put those in the comments. But wasn't overly impressed with this one, and that happens. They all can't be 10s, guys. Occasionally you're going to get one that's not quite up to par. So that's what we have here, in my opinion. So if you've had this one from Moody Brews, this is their 6s and 7s. Let me know what you think, guys. And come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of that fridge.